Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So this is part 10 of the MCQ series of all sciences, biology, chemistry, and physics. So once again, if you have not watched the previous parts, I highly suggest you do so before watching this video. And this is also including Hindi translations for some of the viewers to understand the content a little bit better. So without further ado, let's get on with the questions. Let's start it off with, which of these elements is not a noble gas? Is it A, neon, B, bromine, C, helium, or D, krypton? So out of these options, which is not a noble gas? And the right answer is bromine. Noble gas is also known as inert gas, as they do not react with anything. And this is because they are the most stable due to having maximum number of valence electrons. The noble gas can be found under group 18 of the periodic table. Moving on to the next question. The blood-sucking organisms are, is it A, hookworms, B, leeches, C, earthworms, or D, none? So the blood-sucking organisms are leeches. Leeches are worms that live on water or land and feed by sucking blood from fishes, frogs, lizards, or humans. Moving on. The SI unit for force is it A, joule, B, dyne, C, newton, or D, none of the above? So the SI unit for force is Newton. Newton can also be denoted as a capital N. The International System of Units for force is Newton. It is named after Isaac Newton in recognition of his work, specifically the Newton's second law of motion. Moving on to the next. The largest living bird is the largest living bird a duck, a doo-doo, an ostrich, or a peacock? And the right answer here is ostrich. With its long neck and brown plumage, ostrich is the largest, tallest, and heaviest bird on the planet. Ostriches are native to Africa. Next question. Which of the following plays an important role in the cause of rainfall? So in rainfall, which of these options occur? Is it A, evaporation, B, condensation, C, both evaporation and condensation, or D, filtration? So which of the following plays an important role in the cause of rainfall? And the right answer is C. Both evaporation and condensation play an important role in rainfall. Condensation is when water vapor in air cools down and turns back into liquid, whereas precipitation is the water in the form of rain, snow, hail, or sheet falling from clouds. So both evaporation and condensation play a role in rainfall. Next question. On equinoxes, which of the following occurs? On equinoxes, are the days longer and nights shorter, or the nights are longer and days are shorter, or day and night are of almost equal duration, or D, none of the above? So on equinoxes, the days and nights are of almost equal duration. Equinox in Latin is known as equal night. So at equinox, Earth's two hemispheres are receiving the sun's ray equally. Therefore, night and day are often said to be equal in length. Next question. Escape velocity of a rocket fired from the Earth towards the Moon is a velocity to get rid of. So, is it A, Earth's gravitational pull, B, Moon's gravitational pull, C, centripetal force due to the Earth's rotation, or D, atmospheric pressure? And it is due to A, Earth's gravitational pull. Spacecraft leaving surface of Earth need to go about 11 kilometers, which is 7 miles, per second to enter orbit. So achieving escape velocity is one of the biggest challenges in space travel. Next question. Friction can be reduced by changing form. So how can friction be reduced? Is it rolling to sliding, or is it from potential energy to kinetic energy, or sliding to rolling, or dynamic to static? So friction can be reduced by changing from sliding to rolling. So replace sliding friction with rolling elements, such as the use of rolling element bearings. Next question. The mammal which lays eggs is it A, bat, B, squirrel, C, kangaroo, or D, duck-billed platypus? So which of these mammals lay eggs? And the right answer here is duck-billed platypus. Platypus or duck-billed platypus is a semi-aquatic egg-laying mammal, endemic to eastern Australia, including Tasmania. Next question. What is the freezing point of water? So is it 212 degree Fahrenheit, 100 degree Fahrenheit, 180 degree Fahrenheit, or 32 degree Fahrenheit? So the freezing point of water is 32 degree Fahrenheit, which is also equal to 0 degrees Celsius. So fresh water freezes at 32 degree Fahrenheit, but keep in mind that seawater freezes at a different temperature, which is 28.4 degree Fahrenheit, and that is converted to -2 degree Celsius. And the difference between freshwater freezing point and seawater freezing point is due to the salt content present in seawater. Moving on to the next question. Which India-born physicist invented the optical fiber? So, who is the inventor of optical fiber? Is it A. C.V. Raman, B. Satyendra Nath Bose, C. Homi J. Bhabha, or D. Narendra Singh Kapiani? So, which Indian-born physicist invented the optical fiber? And the right answer is Narendra Singh Kapani. Kapani is also known as father of fiber optics. Optical fiber is a flexible, transparent fiber made by drawing glass, which is also known as silica, or plastic, to a diameter slightly thicker than hair. Next question. The instrument used for finding out wind direction is it A. Hygrometer, B. Anemometer, C. Wind gaze, or D. Wind vane? So the instrument used for finding out wind direction is called anemometer. Anemometer is a term derived from Greek. Anemos itself means wind, and so an anemometer is used for measuring wind direction. A sudden fall in the barometric reading indicates, so when there's a sudden decline in the barometric reading, it indicates, is it A. rain, B. storm, C. hot weather, or D. extreme cold? So when there is a sudden fall in the barometric reading, it indicates a stormy weather. Next question. Among the following, which is the only snake that builds a nest? So out of all these options, which is the only snake that builds a nest? Is it A. viper, B. krait, C. python, or D. king cobra? Out of these options, the only snake that builds a nest is king cobra. Cobra snakes are viparous and needs a nest to birth its offsprings. Females build a nest by pushing together loose vegetation with their head, and so this is the only snake that builds a nest to lay their eggs. Next question. Which of the following minerals does not contain oxygen? So, is it A, silicates, B, carbonates, C, pyrites, or D, none of these? So, which of these minerals does not contain an oxygen atom? And the right answer here is C, pyrites. Pyrites is also known as fool's gold, and its chemical formula is FeS2. Pyrites is and is listed as one of the toxic minerals because it contains small amount of arsenic. Moving on to the next question. Parsec is the unit measurement of. So is parsec the unit measurement of density, astronomical distances, brightness of heavenly bodies, or orbital velocity of giant stars? So parsec is the unit of measurement of astronomical distances. Parsec is a unit of distance used in astronomy. So by definition, parsec is the distance from Sun to an object, which has a parallax angle of 1 arcsecond. Moving on. Which of the following diseases is caused by the bite of a mad dog? So with the bite of mad dog, which disease is carried? So the disease that is carried by the bite of a mad dog is called hydrophobia. Hydrophobia is the extreme or irrational fear of water and is a symptom of rabies in humans, which is contracted by a dog bite. So it's a very lethal disease that is contracted. Next question. The phenomenon of summer sleep by animals is called. So as you know, that hibernation is known as the winter sleep by animals. So the summer sleep of animals, is it called hibernation, aestivation, salvation, or D, none of these? So the phenomenon of summer sleep by animals is called aestivation. Aestivation is summertime version of hibernation, where animals go into a state of dormancy to lessen effect of high temperature and or drought. So rainfall, less rainfall. Next question. The vitamin which is liable to be destroyed during cooking is. So the vitamin that loses its effect after cooking. So out of these vitamins, which is destroyed during cooking? And the right answer here is vitamin C. Vitamin C is water soluble and temperature sensitive, so it is easily degraded when cooking. So for the retention of vitamin C, it is recommended that you cook fast with less heat and small amount of water. Next question. A body is dropped from a certain height above the ground. When it is halfway down, it possesses. Now, this is a very graphic question, but a body is dropped from a certain height, and halfway down, does it only possess kinetic energy, or is it only potential energy, or both kinetic and potential energy, or D, neither kinetic nor potential? So, the body that is dropped from a height, when it is half down, it possesses both kinetic and potential energy. When body is dropped from a certain height, its potential energy changes into kinetic energy, and reaching the ground, whole of its potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy. Next question. An ant can see objects all around, and it is due to the presence of. So do ants have simple eyes, or eyes over its head, or well-developed eyes, or D, compound eyes? Ants have compound eyes with many units. So You might be familiar with the array of LEDs you see in traffic light. So it is the same case with ants, except they are in dome shape. So that is why ants can see objects all around, because they have compound eyes. Next question. Which among the following is not present in animal cells? So is it A, mitochondria, B, chloroplast, C, nucleus, or D, plasma membrane? So which among these options is not present in animal cells? And the right answer here is B, chloroplast. Chloroplasts are specific to plant cells because plants are autotrophic, as they prepare their food by conversion of light energy to chemical energy. Next question. The common alum is. So which among these options is a common alum? Is it A, potassium alum, B, ferroalum, C, sodium alum, or D, chrome alum? So which of these alums is a common alum? And the right answer here is potassium alum. Potassium alum or potassium aluminum sulfate is used in water purification. It also has cosmetic uses such as deodorant or aftershave treatment. So, next question. Tendon connects. So, do tendons connect bone to bone, muscles to muscle, muscles to bone, or nerves to muscle? So, tendons connect muscles to bone. Tendon is a fibrous connective tissue which attaches muscles to bones. Moving on to the next question. The longest cell in human body. So is the longest cell in human body the skeletal cell, the RBC, which is red blood cells, or is it nerve cell or WBC, which is white blood cells? So the longest cell in human body is nerve cell. In human body, the nerve cell is the longest cell. Nerve cells are also called as neuron that are found in the nervous system and are up to 3 feet long. So it's the longest cell in the human body. Next question. Groups of cells having a common origin and performing similar functions are called. So is it A, tissues, B, organs, C, organ systems, or D, none? A group of cells that have a common origin and perform similar functions are known as tissues. Next question. Triton is the largest moon of which planet? So Triton is the largest moon of, is it A, Saturn, B, Neptune, C, Jupiter, or D, Uranus? So Triton is the largest moon of Neptune. So Triton is the only moon in the solar system that orbits in an opposite direction of the planet. And it also happens to be the largest moon of Neptune. Next question. Which pair is not correctly matched? So which of these pairs is not matched together? So is it A, pisciculture, which is associated with fish, or is it B, sericulture, which is associated with earthworms, or is it C, green evolution associated with agriculture, or D, white revolution associated with milk? So which is not correct? And the right answer here is sericulture and earthworms. Sericulture refers to the production of silk and not earthworms. And the remaining options are correct, as pisciculture and fish are associated with each other, green revolution is associated with agriculture, and white revolution is associated with milk. Swiftly moving on. If the mass of a solid is double, its density, will the density become 2 times, or become half, remain unchanged, or become 4 times? So if the mass of a solid is doubled, its density will also become 2 times. Density of a solid is given by the mass divided by volume. So if the mass of solid doubles, then the density is doubled as well. Last question of the day. Fluid part of blood after removal of corpuscles is called. So the fluid part of blood after removal of corpus, is it A, vaccine, B, lymph, C, serum, or D, plasma? And the right answer here is lymph. Lymph is a clear to white fluid made up of white blood cells, especially lymphocytes that attack bacteria and blood. This is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this part 10 of the MCQ series, which includes all science questions, biology, chemistry, and physics. So as per usual, don't forget to like this video, comment down below how you guys did with the MCQ, share it with your family, friends, classmates, and see how well they do. And as usual, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. This way you will be notified when I will post again. So I will see you in the next video.